Let's talk some high school football. I'm Fox 23 Sports Director Nathan Thompson, along with the Tulsa World's Barry Lewis. And guess what? It's week 9 of the season, the second to last week of the high school football regular season. We are going to go over the top 5 games, according to Mr. Barry Lewis, the Tuesday edition of the Tulsa World, his column. So we're going to start out with game number 1, which is also the Fox 23 game of the week, Edmond, Santa Fe, and Owasso. This one has a big impact on the district standings.
Yes, so many big games this week, so much at stake in the district races, and that certainly applies to the number 1 game, Santa Fe at Owasso. The winner likely clinches, the winner likely will finish as the runner-up in the district behind Union, while the loser will wind up 3rd or 4th. So why is it important to finish in 2nd place? Well, you get a first-round playoff bye. But more importantly, even, is you get to be at home for the quarterfinals. So there is a lot at stake. Last year's game was really competitive. Surprisingly, since Santa Fe wound up at 1-9 last year, and Owasso was on its way to the state championship game, it was only 13-7. Owasso won last year. I predict there will be more than 20 points scored in this year's game between the two teams. In fact, Demarius Robinson, Santa Fe's running back, may score more than 20 himself. But it'll be a challenge for the Owasso defense. If they can do what Union did last week and hold Demarius Robinson to like 150 yards, I think Owasso will win. They just can't have him going for 300 like he did the previous 2 weeks.
Game number 2, just a massive matchup in Class A, Woodland and Hominy. These two teams are combined 16-0.
Yes, 16-0, and they are so closely matched. They've scored virtually the same amount of points all season. I think there's 8 points that separates them. And they've given up virtually the same amount of points. 1 point separates them. So that is really closely matched. Of course, Hominy's got the standout quarterback. Jackson, well, he's a standout quarterback, defensive back, punt returner. He's a standout everything. Jackson Woods. And then Woodland's got Trey Bennett, who's an outstanding quarterback and defensive back himself. So just a really compelling matchup, and this will be win or lose for each team. It's going to be great preparation for them going ahead in the Class A playoffs.
And game number 3 is District 5A3, Del City, which has been absolutely dominant this season on the road at Coweta. It's basically a district title game here.
Right, just like the Woodland Hominy game is. This one will decide the district championship. Last year, it couldn't have been more exciting. Coweta wins in overtime on a 2-point conversion at Del City by 1 point. So it could be a replay this year, although Del City, they are so impressive. Coweta, however, has won 6 in a row, and they've got a lot of momentum. They'll be playing at home. It should be a great game.
In game number 4, Jinx at Broken Arrow. Couple interesting storylines here. This will have big impact on postseason implications for both teams in different ways. And, of course, you've got some familiar faces playing each other here.
Yes, Jinx's 2 top offensive players, Owen Jones and Caden Jones, are former Broken Arrow players, so they'll be back in Broken Arrow for the first time to play against their former teammates. They were a big part of the thrilling game last year. They were on the losing side last year when Jinx rallied late for a 35-34 overtime win. Jinx needs to win to set up a district title showdown next week against Bixby. They can't afford to look past Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow still needs 1 more win, it looks like, to clinch a playoff berth. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility if Jenks is looking past Broken Arrow to the Bixby game that Broken Arrow could surprise them.
And rounding out your top 5, District 2A7, Victory Christian at Kansas. Again, as you would expect, the second to last week of the high school football regular season, big district title implications in this one as well.
Yes, Victory needs a win to ensure that next week's game against Kiefer is going to be a 1-1 showdown for the district title. Kansas, with a win, could keep alive its hopes for a district title if they were to manage to get into a 3-way tiebreaker with Kiefer. They need to beat Victory, and then they need to have Victory beat Kiefer next week, create a 3-way tiebreaker, have the points work out their way. It's really complicated. We'll explain more about that next week, if applicable. But still, it should be an outstanding game.
All right, again, that's Barry's column for the top 5 games here in week 9 of the regular season. You can get it in Tuesday's edition of the Tulsa World. Also, go ahead and just pick up a Tulsa World every day this week. Friday, you'll have a preview of the big games. Saturday, the game recaps and the scores and the great pictures from the Tulsa World photography staff. OK Preps, Extra.com, great website to go to for all high school football fans out there. For Fox 23, your top game, as we said, Edmond Santa Fe at Owasso. It's our game of the week. We'll be live at Owasso Friday in Fox 23 News at 6 with a preview of the action and highlights of that game and many other games. We'll be on Fox 23 News after the World Series. So 10 o'clock news is going to be on a little bit late because of the World Series, but we will have it all covered for you. And also you can check out all our highlights on the fox23.com sports page online. Thanks.